Timer's gone. Homer. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Breakfast with Disaster. My name is Dan Bauer. This is a show where we talk every Tuesday at 10 a.m. about all the worst things that can happen and how you can avoid them. And obviously, I've got a couple of co-hosts here. Mm-hmm. My beautiful wife, Nikki, who also works here.
Yes.
And owns the joint in a way. And Homer, who decided at the last minute to jump into the shot. So say hi, Homer. You're a star.
You're a winner.
You're a winner. It's been crazy, I think. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it's been crazy.
It's been pretty nuts. I want to say good morning. I'm sure it's nuts for everybody. Good morning to Lisa and Patty, Jennifer, Devin, Kathy, everybody else who's on, and just making the time to hang out with us for a little bit. Last week I had a guest on, a different guest on, from Philadelphia.
Yes.
Yes, Marshall, and I've got a picture of him here. And I love Marshall. He and I met through a training, and we've kept up, and he's been a great mentor to me. And he made some interesting points about ServPro and about Winter Storm Elliott, and maybe want to keep him off the mic, about relationships and how they mattered a lot in the storm. And it's true. I said on LinkedIn, and I'm going to plagiarize myself here a little bit, but there was sort of an uglyish truth to this storm that there's a correlation between whether you had my cell phone in your phone and how fast you got service if a pipe bursts or something.
Right.
And it's not because I'm playing favorites, it's just because it's easier if I know you, if I know how to work with you, if I know how to work with your building, for me to come out and help. But we didn't really get into what a relationship is with a company.
Right.
Which is sort of a weird, abstract concept in itself.
Right.
And so I wanted to maybe today talk about what you need in a good relationship, and so that's why I've got my son and my wife here to maybe dive into that. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, Homer. What's your relationship to us? Warden, prisoner?
Yeah, torturer.
Torturer. Worst breath award.
Worst breath award. Everybody say hi to Homer.
He stinks.
So yeah, I picked 3 C's because I like a mnemonic device.
Charisma.
No. Communication.
Yes.
Collaboration and commitment. Those sound like okay things?
Yeah.
I want to talk about communication. So obviously key in any relationship, right?
Right.
Yes, we're communicating so well right now.
We're doing great.
I think the best tool we have here to communicate with people, hi Homer, is our ERP system.
Our ERP system is, if you don't have it, if you don't know what it is, you want to put one in your cart, click to check out.
You do not have to check out. But I think you're right that if you don't have one, you should have. So what these are is, on paper, they're concise emergency plans for a building. They're building specific, and they really focus on the sorts of things that I would come out and help you with.
Yes.
Fire, water, but also just like any issues with your utilities, contact information, who has the authority to say we can cut into the drywall, things like that. Right. It establishes a lot. How do you turn off the sprinkler system if a head pops?
I don't know.
You don't know. If you did one of these, you would know.
I would know, yeah. I think we need to do one in here.
We have.
Oh, okay.
This relates back to communication in this way. It's a way for us to communicate with someone before something happens, what's important and how to deal with it. I like to think of it in kind of a more sci-fi way. Like you're downloading someone's brain, and I have a Futurama heads in jars here.
Yeah.
Because that's the idea, right? You're downloading the smartest person who knows about your building the most, their brain, into a document. And when they retire or embezzle $1 million and go to, where would you go?
Well, I would say Hawaii, but that's in the U.S. You could get caught pretty easy.
Yeah, you could.
Any tropical island.
Yeah, so you go to the Seychelles. That person leaves. You have their knowledge downloaded, and that is really incredibly useful.
Sorry.
It comes in handy in so many ways, and I'm going to give you an example. So during the winter storm, and you saw me taking these phone calls during Christmas.
Yeah.
There's a driving ban, and there's also horrible chilling temperatures and super high winds. So pipes are bursting left and right everywhere, all over commercial buildings, etc. A lot of people are getting these notifications on their phone, hey, you have a water flow event at your building, and they can't get there because it's whiteout conditions to deal with it.
Right.
the people who didn't have an ERP and didn't have information on how to deal with that were sort of just languishing at home. The people who did have an ERP were able to call like their security team, whoever was on site, say, listen, grab this document, here's exactly where the shutoff is, here's how to get to it, here's how to manipulate it, here's how to shut off that water. And you have no idea how useful that is when you have 40 to 100 gallons of water pounding into your building every minute. There's healthcare facilities that called me and said, and I helped to walk them through their ERP, and they were able to stay in business. There were businesses, there were homes that used these things. That level of communication, that level of commonality, and being able to also communicate with your own team using this and tell them how to manipulate those shutoffs, etc.
Yeah, everyone who's watching, where's your water shut off?
Yeah, everybody go and find your water
shut
off.
Go find it right now. You don't know where it is.
We'll sit for silence in 5 minutes.
And if you don't know where it is, Dan will find it.
I'll find it.
And he'll put a little tag on it.
Yeah, we do have ServPro tags. They're very nice.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where mine is.
You keep saying that. That doesn't really...
At our house. Yeah. At our own home. That's what he's for.
Okay.
The basement's gross.
So, yes. ERPs, I think, are a great form of communication in that respect. Does that make sense?
Yes. Between the business
and us, the business internally.
Yes,
it's
our
a way
business, their business.
You communicate everything that's important up front. You have no surprises.
Yeah.
Let's talk collaboration.
Okay.
C number 2. And this is one that I'm excited about. You and I obviously collaborate on all sorts of things.
Yes. Yeah.
Name 20.
Name 20 things. We collaborate. Really have to name 20?
You could name one. I would let you go.
I can name one. We collaborate in business together.
That's good. Yes, we are both wearing our ServPro logos. I've started with a new way of collaborating with folks, and it's these. And I have this video here, 3D scans of buildings. So this is a technology that we got. We use a camera called DocuSketch. There are a couple different out there. You might have heard of Matterport, etc. The idea is this. Previously when you had a loss, you had a water damage event.
Yeah.
The photos you would submit to your insurance, you would take on your phone, or before that, a digital camera, and they're fine. But they're random shots of whatever you think's important in that room. Maybe your thumb's in it, maybe it's a little blurry, and adjusters are making adjusting decisions based off of that.
The DocuSketch. Now that's...
Yeah, and I'll play this one more time.
Is that a real one we did?
That's a real one. This is a 3D scan of the area.
Imagine.
And this allows you to, all of a sudden, all that randomness is taken out of it.
Yeah.
And what I've started to do, and the reason I bring this up with collaboration, is we've started to do these before losses happen. And really map out an entire building, entire business before there's an issue.
So they could say it's in this area, and you already have a 3D scan of that entire area.
Yeah, I could go and do...
You could say, I'll need this many people, this many fans, this many pieces of equipment, because we already have the scan.
And if that area ever something were to happen, there's a fire, there's a flood, what have you, you have this entire pre-loss digital twin of that facility. Mm-hmm. And that's just the ServPro use. I've seen people, and the reason I bring this up for collaboration is people use these for their own reasons. Mm-hmm. So if you have this... basically Google Street View of your entire building, what could you do with that? I've seen people use them for marketing purposes. Hey, I have this vacant space, Dan, will you come scan it for me? I want to be able to show it off. I've seen...
He's going crazy back there.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone can hear it.
I've seen people, I've done these for school districts. They provide these scans to law enforcement so that they're able to...
yes! That school one's that's crazy.
Yeah, so that law enforcement has a total map of this building. They know every nook and cranny of it.
They can walk down, virtually walk down a hallway.
Exactly.
Right?
People use these as training tools for new hires.
Yeah.
Hey, I want you to get to know this building in 5 minutes. There's really no better way to do it than walking through yourself.
Imagine if we had that for our first apartment, which was so gross.
It would have taken 2 seconds to
say no, but instead we signed a lease for a year.
So that's why it's a wonderful collaboration tool. It's a totally complimentary thing. I've really enjoyed making them.
I think we've been using it so much.
And that's a great way to form a relationship that will help you next time there is a disaster. And I think we all know there's going to be more in the future. Last thing I want to talk about commitment. And it's a lovely picture, isn't it?
That is. Look at our dogs.
It's our wedding. The major one, and commitment can be scary to most people, and I understand why, because people think it limits your
choice.
Yeah, your choice, your flexibility in life. I don't necessarily agree. I think it's kind of freeing in a way. You commit to something, you can build off of it.
Then, doesn't everyone just want to
Be done.
be easy, have an easy life, an easy time? Guess what? Something happens to your building, you're already committed, you got your ERP, you got your DocuSketch.
Well, so, and I thought you were going to talk more about our wedding, but
and
you're right
the
on
wedding
point.
was fun.
There's sort of a holy grail of commitment that we have with some people, and it's called a couple different things depending on the scenario. Sometimes you'll hear of master service agreements, emergency service agreements, sometimes just priority response. The basic nutshell of these is all the same. It's a commitment from us to you if something happens. Rarely are these actually restrictive for customers. They're not legal documents. They're not contracts that state that you have to use us or.
That's the misconception.
Yeah, that you're really locked into anything. But they are a commitment from us to folks say, okay, what's important to you? Do you need us to respond within 1 hour? We can do that. Do you need us to get your infection control team involved immediately if you're in a healthcare facility? We can do that. Do you need us to offer you certain levels of equipment rental for certain things? We can do that. It's a way to get that all out in the open and put it into writing.
Yeah.
So I think that level of commitment is really helpful because that tells me exactly what I need to know so I can help someone. Right. If I have that, and I can go right away. I know that project will go well because we've all agreed that we're going to do it the right way. We all agreed what we need to have happen when we get there. It's beautiful. And it just adds so much clarity. As much as our commitment has added clarity to my life. Yeah, puke.
Puke.
So I don't think there are real downsides for people putting these together. I love to do it. So that's a real concrete way to make this relationship, again, to serve you if something were to happen.
And how much do they cost, Dan?
Well, $0.
Wow,
yeah, everything else.
Interesting.
Because, we don't, obviously, it's been a strange job,
What's
right?
the downside for it, Dan?
Okay. Now we're doing too much, I feel like we're selling Ron Popeil.
I think I could definitely be a QVC.
You could do it?
Lady.
You could be Joy?
I'll sell anything.
Yeah? Okay.
We got Belgian cocoa dusted truffles over here. I'll sell them.
Okay. So those are our 3 C's.
Yeah.
Those are our communication. Let's do an emergency response profile together. Collaboration. Let's do a 3D scan. Commitment. Let's put everything you need into a service agreement so that I know what I'm getting into so that I can respond as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. And that goes, we talk a lot about commercial property, but that goes for insurance folks too. Maybe, I can't make a master service agreement between me and Kathy Bells, aside from just our connection in our hearts here. But I can absolutely go to properties and scan them. I can absolutely put together profiles for people so that they're prepared and so that I can take care of those folks. And I really enjoy doing it because it lets me meet people and get to know them before something terrible happens. So often I meet people when their ceilings are caving in on them. And we make the best of it, but it's really better to meet before that. You get a little bit more time to talk. What do you think? Cheesy?
No.
Good?
Informative.
Okay.
And free.
Wow. You really are making the sale. And good morning to folks who joined. See Haley. Hi, Homer. Woof woof from Kelly. Melissa. Thank you guys for hopping on. We're going to do the prize drawing now. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, can I click it?
You can absolutely click it. Let me bring it up. And I'll I'll drag it over here so it's not covering your beautiful face here.
Thank you.
All right. You ready to be the clicker?
Yeah.
Ready? And go. And clickety, clickety, clackety, 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 clackety.
Clack.
This is for, if you're in the Serve Pro Mug Club, your name is on this wheel, and if you're not in the Mug Club, let me know.
It's me.
It's not you.
I know, I'm not allowed to be on it.
No, that's a conflict of interest. We're very ethical here. We want an award for it.
We did.
But do you want to read the name?
Tyler Luckman.
So Tyler Luckman, if you are watching, which I doubt because I did not see it in there, let me know. You've won the prize. Otherwise, I'll get in contact with you myself. And watch. We're going to be on Western New York Living on Saturday.
Yeah, Western New York Living. This Saturday, 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, it runs from 9:30 to 10:30.
Watch for Dan.
I don't know what time slot I'm going to be on, but I'll be there. I'll have a new haircut.
Yeah, he'll have a new haircut.
So
I won't be there, but I will be watching.
So we'll see you guys then. We'll see you next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Until then, stay safe, take care of each other, and
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day.